So this is kind of interesting. PlayStation says that their PS Plus requirement on PC is about safety. I think PlayStation thinks that PC gamers are gullible. They're so used to doing this crap that not many skeptic eyes look at them. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but you come to the PC platform where almost every third party publisher is there and they're all doing business differently. They're interacting with their customers differently. And then you have Steam that has set a separate standard across the board to allow for what I think is the most pro consumer environment. I strongly believe that your BS is going to be called instantly, very fast. There's no doubt about that. I mean, think about it. You are in a place where you've pretty much shown that we don't need this PSN requirement with Helldivers 2, right? The game did not implement it. I don't know, maybe the developers didn't get around to it. Maybe they were like, we know that PC gamers aren't going to like this. So they kind of somewhat delayed its implementation. I don't know, but it just didn't show up at first, right? Eventually, it then showed up, and then they decided that they were going to say, let's not do it anymore. By, stopping it mid, progress of the game and the sales of the game, they went ahead and pretty much then patched the game to not be able to be purchased in other countries. Oh man, so many slimy moves out here, bro. Now, the developers themselves, their game, I guess it's PlayStation's game, right? The game is not selling in all these countries. Its community are not so happy. People have looked at these guys and said, man, PlayStation is not ready to do business on PC. And then they come out with this bogus story saying that the reason they want you to do this is for safety. We'll read the article out of just the fact that we want to be fair. I'm going to go ahead and tweak it to read mode on something. It's fair to say Sony's insistence on requiring the PlayStation Network account for PC versions of its games is not widely popular. Don't expect Sony to back off on it anytime soon, though. Well, don't expect Sony to pretty much see any cash on the PC side anytime soon, though. Speaking in today's investors call, Sony President, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Financial Officer Hiroki Totoki said PSN integration is necessary in order to ensure everyone can safely enjoy its games. Mr. Totoki, you were on a roll, man, with your aggression on the PC platform. Now, I don't know who must have told you that this is a safety issue, but it's going to cost money. Well, it's okay. Go compete on the PC platform. I think, you've been shielded by your box in a corner. Now you're in the open, PlayStation. You're about to see how it actually works. We've learned a lot, Totoki said. No. Y'all haven't learned anything. I just have to say, let's go ahead and put this in perspective. Not much has been learned, apparently, because if anything has been learned, is that you need to take this crap out of here. Or maybe, they're still going to put it and just say, you know what? We're going to put it and let our investors kind of feel good and warm inside. And we know these PC players are going to mod it out anyways. Maybe y'all are counting on us to actually do the right thing. The way to face the issue regarding PC, for instance, the PlayStation accounts that we have offered, by offering them, for instance, sometimes that tends to invite pushback. Oh, sometimes. But for the live service games, in order to maintain order of the gaming so that anybody can enjoy the game safely, we need to create an environment conducive to that. And of course, enjoying the game freely. Well, you have them on both your single player and your live service games. Having some restrictions, we may not call it a rule, but to ask the users and gamers to follow the manner, and that balance is very important. We have to continue to seek the best way to achieve this. The quote was translated from Japanese to English on the fly by a human translator, to be clear, and is a little rough. Well, yeah, it seems like I can't even get much of what's being said here. If I was to parse it myself, he's just basically saying we need to have some, layering on how we do things. They want to look like everybody else. They want to look like EA. They want to look like Xbox. They want to look like Rockstar with their launchers. This is a trend that's going. And honestly, the PC community did not push against this stuff enough. Well, on the high seas, they did. They push against everything. I don't care who you are. But I think this is probably something that's going to continue to show up, and people are going to still, adopt this. However, PlayStation doesn't have a reputation that it can lean on the PC platform. Rockstar, yeah, they have a reputation overall. At the end of the day, EA was for the most part struggling. And that's why now they're bringing their games to Steam day one. They're not requiring you to have the EA launcher. So PlayStation is eventually going to, bend to the market will. Right now, it's feeling itself. It's still inhaling, its own little PlayStation dust, and it kind of thinks it can, tweak the market, but it's okay. They're gonna see some. They're gonna see the light. So again, it says Sony wants to maintain some kind of control over its games. Once your games come to PC, Let Steam just do their thing, because the control that you so, tightly want to hold is gone. You've put your game on, a platform that does not follow the same rules as your box. If you want to sell it, sell it. Why would you even want to do that? Wait, hold on. When did this overcome them? Because this is the same Sony that has its games on good old games. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 2018. And I mean, like, which control are you looking for? Why did you do this in the first place? Why did y'all go ahead and bring your games, PlayStation PC LLC? Oh, they still call it that here on Good Old Games. They haven't updated it yet. They must have abandoned it. Why did y'all bring this and you want to maintain control of the games? It's a whole bunch of horseradish. Everybody knows that. And the PSN requirement is seen as a way to do that. And maybe it is, but it's also tremendously unpopular with PC gamers. The most obvious example of that is Helldivers 2, which launched without a PSN requirement because of technical issues, in quote, and enjoyed tremendous success until May, when Sony announced that the PSN free grace period was over. The blowback was furious to the point where Sony was forced to back down, although not after first trying to power through it and doing untold damage to the goodwill Helldivers 2 had enjoyed up to that point. I've seen a lot of people. I saw somebody here on the comments. This Deus person. They said, as always, it's okay to have these others, but it's not okay for the PlayStation. You may be a worshiper of PlayStation, but nobody likes them on PC, to be very honest. I mean, as much as I would probably be one of those that would just, be on PlayStation's case a lot, I can tell you that there's a high level of, I was disdain against them. People play their games. They were going to tolerate them, but there are people who have basically said, we're not touching this. And this says, any thought Sony might drop the idea completely went out the window very quickly, though. Just weeks after Helldivers 2 blew up, Ghost of Tsushima's PC port was delisted on Steam in nearly 200 countries. So these guys are not interested in making money at the expense of, those MAUs. They want MAUs. Microsoft is blowing them out of the water with MAUs. But here's the thing. Xbox, and their PC presence has made a good impression after a while. They did their own BS for a while, but it took them a while, but they've mended that, they've mended that PR look. And so, because of the PSN requirement for its newly added multiplayer mode, shortly after that, Sony confirmed that Ragnarok would also require PSN login. Okay, let's look at the, Steam DB, God of War, Ragnarok. Let's see how this is working out for them. The only way you can do is just see how it's working out for them. That's the only way you can do it. It's basically just a few people. Look at this. In-game 5,000 people. Well, we'll look at the charts. Let's look at its peak. Its peak is 35,000 users. Yeah, that's a flop. Like, when you actually, look at this. Max 500,000 in sales. That's a flop on PC. I mean, if they like it like that, that's fine. But there's nothing they're really doing there. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Let's see. Horizon. Oh, that one. We already saw the data for that one. More people were playing the old one versus the new one. So again, you could call it what you want. Came to Steam, the same requirement attached. See, third-party publishers need to blow these guys out of the water, man. Their tooth is too long. They've been so used to basically shafting PlayStation users that they think they can come to PC and just do what they want. Get the heck out of here. See, ladies and gentlemen, I've played a lot of the PlayStation games and I've enjoyed them. But like I keep saying, the moment Elden Ring actually came out and got that wide appeal, showing people that there is more to gaming than, a lot of what PlayStation, showing people like me, let me not even speak for anybody, showing people like me that there's actually more to enjoying a video game than all of the story-driven, high-end, cut scenery, blah, 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 very, very scripted events and scripted, scenarios in the game. I think that really did open my eyes to say, come on, all of this facade it's just been overly tolerated by a lot of gamers here in, the gaming space. And PlayStation thinking that it can come onto PC and do this is just wasting its time, bro. No one's going to buy this game. Why? Because again, this is what I've been telling y'all for the longest time. They're pretty much playing with fire, not realizing that the saturation of video games is just way too high for this bogus crap. The last time I showed you guys this number, it was at 15,900 and something. If you go back and look at that number of games already released on Steam in 2024, that number is 16,005 compared to last year at 14,000. It's just the month of November. We may hit 17,000. If there's 17,000 games on PC. And I know somebody will come in the comment section and say it's like somebody did in another video. They said it's indie games, so they're all crap. My dude, the top played games on PC are not AAA buttery games. Not at all. They're not all these games that everybody else is playing. Even on PC, Call of Duty does not even make the #1 spot every week that Matt Piscatella is showing the monthly active users. It's games like CSGO, and what's the name? Gary's Mod, and all of these games that are pretty much the top sellers and the top played games on Steam. So again, for somebody to think that, PC gamers are only going to be sitting there just playing like, a lot of these games that most console gamers lean towards is a very, very poor estimation on exactly what the PC gaming, platform is like. I mean, come and look at it. Call of Duty is up there as a top seller, but then Counter-Strike is there. Throne and Liberty, this is Amazon's game. Then Baldur's Gate 3, and then Dragon Age is actually one of the top sellers on PC. It seems like it's going to do most of its copies on there because it's not DRM protected. Cyberpunk 2077, Stalker is going to go up there. Many people are sleeping on Stalker, but Stalker is a PC platform game. That's where the fan base is. A lot of these other titles, and Helldivers 2 makes its way on that list for the most part. It's a very interesting mix of the kinds of games that are played here. PlayStation doesn't know the platform it's on. Man, it may have been a mistake actually encouraging these folk. Well, it's not encouraging them. The market brought them this way, but I mean, it must have been a mistake cheering on this nonsense. And I think right now they're just lost. This is the worst I've actually categorized PlayStation in any light. As much as I would be a heavy critic of PlayStation, I just see this missteps. This is an opportunity. This is how they come into this market and beat on everybody else and fight off how the competition is pretty much making them look weird and weak. And yet they want something so simple. You can get the data from Steam. It's that simple. You could just put an API inside of your game that Steam will basically use to report the data. How hard is that? And you would still achieve the exact same thing. Yet they want to go through this ancient mundane method, and people are adamant. They're like, I'm going to give PSN my data. That's another thing a lot of people are saying. Like, I mean, this is the PlayStation network, that has had its own issues in terms of security. And so there are many concerns. So if anybody wants to be safe, PlayStation, it's the gamers that want to be safe from y'all's poor handling of people's data and people's information. All right. I'll get out of y'all's hair. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.